Robert, the latest Manchester United news now. Michael Carrick is going to be the main topic, or the only topic really we talk about in this video. We've got some huge breaking news. Michael Carrick is set to be confirmed as the new Manchester United manager. We'll go through all the news. I can give you my opinion now because it's looking like it's going to be confirmed. Obviously, my opinion doesn't really matter, but I was just going to do it at the end of the season. But we'll get into it. So we'll go from basically the reports. Michael Carrick is in a strong position to get the Manchester United job. Formal talks set to begin before the season ends. Significant support from senior leadership ahead of an executive committee meeting this week. United have insisted nothing done yet, and multiple names form part of the process. But the direction of travel is Carrick to be named the preferred candidate. Laurie Whitwell was the first one to break it. Carrick in line for permanent Manchester United head coach, with recommendation being made by football leaders to Sir Jim Ratcliffe, set for basically new contract talk. Steve Holland is expected to be offered a new contract as well. And on the ground, Carrick is involved in planning meetings, and there's expectation among players and staff that he gets the job. United have been weighing up their options, Iraola and Emery, as potential options. Club executive wanted to wait until the end of the campaign to make a decision, but Champions League secured, the subject is being addressed. Transfer preparation is underway in signings, and being able to tell potential recruits who will be playing for is seen as an important aspect of the process. Manchester United's leadership team, Omar Barada Wilcox, are set to recommend that they appoint Carrick. Carrick, who took over from Amorim, has done a brilliant job in getting the club into the Champions League football. And then Fabrizio said Manchester United and Michael Carrick set to continue together next season and beyond. Carrick chances increasing for weeks, players, management, and everyone on the same page. Next date, talk to the final stages, and then offer the new deal. So that's all that's being said. It's just been sort of repeated by every journalist. Carrick set to become the new manager of Manchester United. Now, whether you agree or disagree with it, there's no hiding that Carrick has deserved it. He's been an absolute... he's done his job to the highest pedigree. And I think he's someone who has done wonders with this club, considering where we finished last season to where we are now. I know Carrick wasn't here the whole season, and there's factors involved in that. But I think it was going to be a silly decision if United didn't give him the job. I think what he's done, what he's achieved is fantastic. And listen, there is obviously concerns long term and the consistency. But you look at what United has done, ultimately it's probably the right decision in the end. And I think my decision was to give Carrick the job based on what he's done. And ultimately that's what's going to happen. Now everyone's on board. Again, it's a mixture of two things in my opinion. I think United couldn't get their desired option. I think Tuchel would have been someone who's high up there. Obviously him remaining at England didn't help the process. Obviously nothing's done yet, but Carrick will be the guy. Another thing is, it's just familiarity. He's already at the job. He can already just seize into that process and ease his way in, and ultimately have a big part to play next season. Now next season's going to be key. If Carrick doesn't do well, he'll become under a lot of pressure straight away. But he does have a lot of support, and I'm sure the fans will give him time. Is he your manager to win you the Premier League? We can't go that far yet, but he is the guy that stepped in, short notice, took the job. And I think his coaching staff have to get a lot of credit. There's a great blend in there. You know, Steve Holland has a great sort of experience managing different clubs. He's worked with England as well. Then you've got Johnny Evans, someone who's still up and coming as a coach, but being at Manchester United knows what it's about. Then you have Travis Binion, someone who again is going to be key in linking the academy to the first team, which again is benefits United. And then you have Jonathan Woodgate and Craig Mawson, the goalkeeping coach. So a very, very good team there. Again, my biggest concern is, will he be able to do it week after week, three games a week? It's going to be next season. It's going to be very, very difficult, but I'm sure he's up for the challenge, and I'm sure the contract, depending on how long the length will be, it'll be interesting to see. But yeah, now that we know, there'll be lots of conversations happening about players. Will they want to sign for Michael Carrick? Certain players like Rashford, do they come back into the team? So yeah, ultimately I agree. I think Carrick did deserve the job. I think he's done a fantastic job. Good performances. Yes, there's been some warning signs. As I said, we've had performances that have not been great this season, but he's took his team in the right direction, and yeah, I think he fully deserves it. So you can let me know your thoughts. A lot of the fans have obviously backed it as well, which is something that is sort of who isn't, like, a lot of the fans, the players are backing him, and I think that's what's deserved. So yeah, I think it's definitely interesting. I back him all the way. He's the guy that's going to hopefully take United forward. And yeah, that's all we have to do now. Hope that we can bring in the right players, get the midfielders, back him fully, and ultimately see how far he can get. He's someone who gets a club inside and out, won multiple trophies, Champions League, Premier League, Europa League, and the way in which he just started has been fantastic. And again, it's a big pressure job being at United, but you just have to take it game by game and see what impact he can have next season. Before we start setting targets and doing all of that sort of stuff, I think it's important that we look at the impact that he can have on the team. And again, listen, you won't see how we can finish. We're going to have multiple competitions. There's going to be lots of game weeks, but I think if Carrick gets backed and gets put in the right position, there's no reason why United can't challenge for the league. You look at how strong we've been this season. Yes, we've had one game a week, but we do look like a very good team, and I know Arsenal look good, but are they really that an unstoppable force? I think they play good football, but I just think the quality, if you look at sort of a few years ago, or not, like 7-8 years ago, you had City, Liverpool, 97, 98 points, they were going for the top. This Arsenal team doesn't compare to that, and I'm not saying United's close to that, but I think it's just all about backing Carrick now. That's ultimately what has not happened enough at United, backing the managers. Amorim got backed. Mourinho, I remember the time he finished second, we signed Fred, Lee, Grant and Dalot. He didn't get backed. Oli, again, wanted Rice, Haaland, Bellingham, didn't get any of those. I think he ended up with Agallo or Cavani. He just didn't get signing. So it's all about Carrick. He said he's involved in the recruitment meetings anyway. He said that in his press conference. He said all the decisions that he's making are for the long term, and that ultimately will benefit him now because he will be the guy taking United forward. So all I can say is I'm happy. I think he's deserved it. Hopefully now we can get to see United play a good brand of football. I think it's a less risky option in terms of going someone else. But again, United insist the process is not done, but it is done. Carrick will be confirmed as the new Manchester United head coach. We'll bring you the video when that news does drop. But yeah, I mean, this is what David Ornstein said. I heard fans ask what the style and identity under Carrick is that, and they've tried and reported to Iraola, who has a very clear style and identity. Results have been good, and United have achieved Champions League. There's no guarantee Carrick will get the job, by the way. It was never said, and that's why there needs to be talked. But in terms of initial contract length, there'll probably be 18 months, potentially less than that, maybe a year, I don't know, but I think minimum 18 months. And see what he can do. We're going to be in the Champions League, we're going to be in the FA Cup, Carabao Cup, and obviously competing for the Premier League. And again, it's not going to be an easy season, but the squad is already in a decent sort of shape. Obviously, it does need improvements, and we do need to sell players. But ultimately, I'm just hopeful Manchester United can develop into a top-class team next season under Carrick and see where that really takes us. Imagine winning, I'm not even going to say it, but win a big trophy next season. But it's all about backing Carrick. He's going to get the job. He's the man to lead United forward. It isn't all yet confirmed. It's just an official confirmation from Manchester United, but everyone's reporting it. David Ornstein, The Athletic, Laurie Whitwell, Fabrizio Romano, Ben Jacobs. So everyone is reporting it. I think Carrick has made the decision very easily getting Champions League, but again, Barada and Wilcox massively back Carrick as the guy to take United forward. So yeah, that's the latest news. And yeah, let me know, was it the right decision to give Carrick the job or not? I think so. I think he's deserved it.